Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next reaction to the 100 Season 7. The last episode that we watched was called The Garden, and that was about the garden. It was about Octavia and her life with Diyoza and Hope on Skyring, and she was trapped there for 10 years. Now we learned that the time difference thing was due to it being near a black hole. This was planet Beta, which was later turned into a prison planet, and I don't know if that black hole was that why she was healed. We don't really know, but she spent 10 years there having a life with Diyoza and Hope, raising Hope as a daughter, and in my headcanon, her and Diyoza are now lesbian lovers. Now, I know that wasn't really ever explicitly stated, they were never that close, they never kissed or anything like that, but in my head, they're lovers, and they raised Hope together as a couple. I don't think in the grand scheme of the show they did, but that's just how I would like to interpret that, because I just like those two together. It was really good to watch them do together their normal life, even though Octavia was still trying to get back home, and Diyoza eventually kind of ruined her chances to do so. I did like their life together, although we knew that it wasn't going to end happily, because obviously at some point Octavia gets back to Sanctum, and Hope comes through to get her and stab her and whatnot. But it ended with people from Bardo, the disciples from Bardo, coming to capture Octavia and Diyoza. They managed to hide Hope. And then, obviously, we had some time with Echo, Gabriel, and Adult Hope as they came through and discovered, obviously, about the black hole, Elidris, and all those kind of things. So we can now kind of interpret that the guys at Bardo were probably part of the Elidris mission as well. And so it was kind of really confusing, but it was a really good episode. I really liked it. But on to episode 3 of season 7, and it's called False Gods. Now this could mean a couple of things to me. This could mean either more about Russell and the Primes, and the fact that he's no longer Russell, he is now Shadehader. Maybe it's about the Primes, and obviously he will reveal that Daniel and the other one are not Primes, they're not real Primes. They are obviously Murphy and Emori. They're not Daniel and the other Lee family. But also, it could be about that. It could be about the fact that he's no longer Russell. It could be him revealing that Maddie is no longer a commander, that she is a false god to the One Crew. Obviously, we had the Primes, which are false gods to the people from Sanctum. We had Maddie's a false god to the One Crew because she's no longer the commander, but they still believe that she is. They could reveal that. Maybe it's about the people who have now taken over Sanctum, which is like Clark and all that jazz, how they're not really leaders because they're keeping the information from the people, the One Crew, and all that, and they're faking the Primes with Murphy, they're false gods. Maybe it's about the guys over at Bardo. I don't know if they're going to jump between the different timelines again, or if you're going to be focusing back on life on Sanctum with them going to try and execute Russell. However, now that he's Shadehader, I don't see them killing him anytime soon. I don't know. Let's jump into it to find out. I'm really excited to see more about the Russell Shadehader storyline, because I don't know where they're going to take it and how his new dynamic as Shadehader is going to fit into the storyline. But my guess right now with the title is he might reveal that he is Shadehader and that he is now a commander and that Maddie's not, and that could upset the balance of what's going on with One Crew and the Primes and the Sanctum and all that kind of setup. But they're trying to build a settlement and take back control, and this could upset all of that. So let's jump into the episode to find out. If you enjoyed the video, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and please take a look at the Patreon link down below towards a full reaction to this episode, as well as help support the channel. Let's jump into the 100 Season 7 Episode 3, False Gods. I don't know what that smile's about.
Any change?
The power supply is still choppy and oscillating in the lower region.
I can take over early.
Where are we?
Thanks.
Oh. Get it on. Get it on.
I was thinking about this all day. And I'll have you know, I could fix this power problem in 5 minutes.
Yeah, pull your control rod. Let's see it.
Excuse me. Filthy.
Come on. Not again. Rick
But he is
gonna
cute.
kill me. I can do this in my sleep. All I have to do is pull the rod.
Oh, it must be watching the 100 again because I'm confused.
Keep it out.
Maybe I don't need to know what this place is. I mean, maybe I'm not meant to know yet. which is okay.
James?
Cora. Cora.
James?
Oopsie daisy. Oh god. I mean, they had a lot of like radiation signs or whatnot on the walls, so maybe you should have gone in with a hazmat suit on or something. I don't know. Sanctum is beautiful.
Are you all right? My mother's ring. That's all I have left of them.
That's not true. You are what's left of them.
It's a nice way to think about it.
It's what's left of the commanders.
Smash it. Smash it.
I lost myself last night. Russell gave me this. And I just...
Burning down the palace was a bit extreme.
Just a
Look
little
how
bit.
he killed your mother. And so many others. And today he will die for it. It makes me wonder. Am I just doing what I know because I don't know how to do anything else?
You're doing what's best for Maddie. But change takes time.
She's spent her whole life being a flame keeper, so it's got to be difficult to not be that. Yeah, look at that pit. That's beautiful.
Preparations must be made. It's time to talk to Russell.
Damn.
Your execution is at sunset. We'll give you the
Just
respect.
Put
that
a
you
bullet in
deserve.
his head now.
You should have just finished the job last night.
We can make it quick.
Now, why would I want that? To my followers, this will be the death of a god.
There's no way he's gonna die.
Like a sign from above. I'll take the pyre.
Last night you begged me to save you from the flames.
And now you want it quick, so you can pretend you're still civilized. No. My people need to feel my death.
He's not wrong.
You deserve to burn for killing Priya.
Oh, bleh.
Lila deserved justice.
And if you have a problem, leave.
How messed up is it that I'm looking forward to an execution?
Hey, we talked about this. It's justice for Abby.
Of course you're fine with it, but I'm a doctor. I should be better.
Jesus.
I'm not just following orders, Jax.
I didn't mean it like that.
I didn't come across great.
You betrayed Russell. You don't get to pretend to be one of us. I didn't mean for Russell to... Clark just said she wanted to talk to him.
Oh, bleh.
I'm afraid they're planning something terrible to save Russell.
Oh no. We're gonna try and kill people to get him out. Russell's quite interesting because he could, if he's smart, he could. Oh.
Steak tonight.
Oh.
I wonder who's next.
I'll hold that thought for a minute.
Come back to bed.
Please
Does
do.
this feel wrong to you?
Well, it's not like we have a choice.
Good morning.
Okay, they're in a different room. That's fine then. I thought that was the room they died in.
Don't.
Raven, we need to help them.
Oh, it's too late. Look at them.
They're dead. I'm sorry, but
The core reaches 1500 degrees. The whole reactor melts down.
yay!
We'll all die.
Oh, it's like Prime Fire all over again then.
They're planning some kind of attack. They want to stop the execution. People will die.
Then tell them not to kill me.
That's it?
You expected something else.
For you to care.
What would you have me do?
You still have a voice. Talk to them. Stop them. Because my people want to do better.
I can tell. Burning a man at the stake is so elevated.
I mean, he's not wrong. Don't know how I feel about Jordan this season. I'm just not really taking to him. Which is a shame.
You're prime now, Murphy. Act like one.
Get to the point.
Take off your clothes.
Here's
Do,
the deal.
do. I
Cores
don't
are
know what I'm doing.
One of the control rods that slows the nuclear reaction down is jammed
Very
in the
strange
out
mood
position
today.
and won't drop into the core.
It's dangerous, but your commander wills it. Who will answer her call?
And where is the commander?
She has other matters to handle, but I have her complete authority.
How do they know that?
I think you're lying.
Yeah, exactly.
I think she abandoned us.
So you see her.
Something happened on that ship, and she hasn't been the same since we reached the ground.
We can't put that on Maddie.
You two treat her like she's just a child. She is not. It is time you let her do her job.
Not happening.
What would you have us do?
We tell them the truth.
Don't be a fool, Gaia.
Have some faith in our people, Mother.
I know, Army.
We cannot ask the commander.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
Because there is no commander. She had fallen prey to Shadehead. The Dark Commander took her over, and I could not let that monster lead one crew. So I destroyed the flame.
About that though.
Monster was Sangeda Crew's greatest champion. You had no right.
I had every right. I am the flame.
Oh, when they find out he's still
were
alive, they're going to be going for.
Flame
They're going to support Russell.
You've sinned against us.
As expected.
You're a traitor.
Night, please.
So much for volunteers.
Congratulations.
And keeping Maddie
Just
hidden.
lost one.
It was going to happen eventually anyway. It's better that they find out this way.
I could use some help, and your people have the skills.
Look at that. Sounds a lot like respect to me.
Try indentured servitude. You ain't the only smart one around here, honey.
Okay.
It's a simple job. Just welding a couple cracks on the reactor's coolant pipe. The nuclear reactor? Yeah, it's fairly routine.
About that.
The equipment's a couple 100 years old, so just need some love. What's in it for us? Why does there need to be something in it for you? It needs to be done.
It's weird all these different dynamics between all these different factions that are here.
Follow me.
It's just.
Looks like Raven found her volunteers.
Maybe those prisoners can help guard our prisoner.
All I know is it's happening before the execution.
And we don't have the people to stop it.
All we need is Russell. Let him talk them down.
He's the reason they need talking down.
Is that who we are now? At what point are we gonna set an example? What happened to doing better?
Oh wait, Jordan.
What would my dad say?
Manipulative.
Killed Abby. I talked to him. He wants to help.
Indra, without one crew, we don't have the people to control the riot. Jordan's idea is worth a shot.
He's right in that like Russell has
Hope
power.
Russell says what he's supposed to, or I'll kill him myself.
It's just obvious that he's not gonna get killed because he's Shade Hader. He's gonna escape or take control.
Shut up, Murphy. Either they're sick for a few days or we're dead forever. Now go do your job being Amori's moral anchor.
Can we not fight now?
Better get it done in under 60 because I was not really paying attention.
Murphy looks great in that shirt.
That's what I'm here for.
He's had a major glow up and I'm here for it.
I'll be a hero, okay?
Okay.
10 seconds, you gotta get out of there!
Oh, she's not gonna get out of there. Okay.
Hi, Amor!
Amor, get out of there!
Are they gonna kill her off? Okay, no.
What the hell?
Get the decontamination now!
Yes.
Still climbing? Damn it! We need the coolant line fixed!
We're working on it. Hey.
I had a feeling for a second things are gonna go bad for Mori.
Radiation.
Please go get decontaminated now.
Not paying attention, huh?
I know you're afraid. I am too. But if my death is needed to heal this wondrous place, then I go to that death willingly.
But
I must die from my sins. But you cannot take revenge. That is not our way. Our faith has always been one of peace. Clark is right. We are all that's left of the human race.
he's up to something.
Either we live together or die apart.
False God!
Nice. If that was just Russell, I would be like, cool, he's killed him.
So much for your peaceful faith.
However,
Will he survive?
I think so.
unfortunately, I
Because
think
if
he
he doesn't,
will.
these fanatics will have a martyr. I've seen it before. Once that happens, without one crew to keep the peace, Sanctum will explode.
We can't kill him.
No, we can't. Suddenly, a nuclear meltdown doesn't seem so bad.
Are they just gonna let that guy get beaten to death? Okay, here's someone breaking. Okay.
Raven, you're the queen of doing the impossible, right? I'll spin the dial.
I'm not just turning dials. I'm controlling the flow of coolant. One mistake and...
Oh, crap. Oh, yeah, that makes me feel so much better.
Raven,
Oh dear.
what's going on? If he's getting sick, that means more radiation is leaking than I thought.
Yeah, you think? This is not good. Guys.
Pull them out of there.
She's gonna leave them in, isn't she?
No. They're almost done. It's just the xenon gas making you dizzy. Don't worry. It's a byproduct of nuclear fission. Raven.
She's gonna leave. Oh, God.
Can't leave them in there to die. They're already dead.
Raven, you really need to think.
Enough.
This is dark.
If we pull them out, we all die. They can still do it.
Well, at least tell them.
You think I can rely on those guys to do the right thing when they know they're gonna die?
Hey,
She's right,
my
though.
team's almost out of nitrogen.
We'll get her to Jackson as soon as you take this to Hatch. Murphy. If you don't and that core melts down, not even Nightblood will save you. I may not be able to rely on them, but you do anything to save your own ass.
Secondary containment sealed.
Raven!
Go be a cockroach.
I've got someone that I love out there. From what I saw, yeah, you do too. No matter what, we get this done. Leave no witnesses. All right. Maybe this will make up for it.
I think he knows.
There's no making up for it.
Oh, God. In the whole leave no witnesses story is to kind of be like, I know what you're doing.
It worked! We're gonna be okay. Now get out of there!
You're welcome.
I was a criminal, but how awful. Poor guy. And his partner's gonna be pissed. What did you expect, Raven? You knew you were killing them all. You even said yourself they're already dead. So, you've got to live with the actions that you just took.
Oh, God. I did this.
Yeah, you did. Welcome to the world of Grey.
Liar! Hey, murderer! Get off her! Let me go!
I feel like she's going to keep coming for Raven unless she stops, because
Come on, we gotta get you to medical.
she's pissed.
I used to think fighting is what we do. Now I worry that fighting is what we are.
We all have a choice.
I want to believe that. But we keep ending up in the same place. And every time people die.
This time it's Raven's turn to kill
I
people.
won't lose anyone else.
Not Clark's, at least.
My list of regrets is long.
He's not even talking like Russell anymore, just kill him.
You were right about Jordan. He never suspected. He did exactly what you predicted he would.
And the shooter?
Dead. Tobin was honored to give his life for yours.
Poor Tobin.
The honor
So it was all
is
plan.
all mine.
Hallowed be your name.
Should have guessed. Shit. Okay, that was my reaction to the 100 season 7 episode 3 False Gods, and that was good. I liked that. There was, I know this season's obviously ranked as one of the worst ones, and I definitely feel like I can see bits of why. I'm only 3 episodes into, was it 16 episodes this season, something like that. I definitely feel like there's things going on that I'm like, I'm not sure yet, but there were definitely parts of the episode that I really liked. Particularly like the stuff with Raven was really good. So let's talk about that. So we've got this place, this sanctum, where all these different people are trying to live. And it's never going to go well. We learned that with the planet we've got we live in now, our planet, people don't live in harmony. We just don't. People don't agree. People don't see eye to eye. People fall out, kill each other, whatnot. And it's awful and it's horrible. But we saw it on the show with Earth, with the bunker, how people from each different group live together, and it was never going to be harmonious. This is no different. They've all got their own belief systems as well. So there's the people that want to support Russell, there's the people that want to kill Russell, there's the people that were, I think the ones that we focused on a little bit were McCreary's bunch. I recognised the way they were dressed, but I just couldn't picture who was who and what group we've got. And then we've got our leaders, then we've got the primes, and we've got all these different things going on. And we didn't spend any time with Bardot and the Disciples and Octavian and all that. That was completely out of this episode, which I think was good because there were so many different things at play here that would have overloaded it with too much to think about or to follow, especially for me, that I'm struggling to keep track of who's aligned to who and who's supporting who and who wants to kill who. So we had these people, but we had this nuclear reactor, which I don't think they really talked about in season 6. If they did, I don't remember it, or it was talked about briefly, but we never actually saw it, but it looks like it's underneath Riker's workshop. There was an issue with it. 2 people went down to try and fix it. They got killed by the radiation. And so, long story short, we had to stop this nuclear reactor from getting too hot, or the whole thing would, melt down and everyone would have died, which is kind of cool in the sense that, like, it's a very, again, what talks about repeating storylines for the 100. They like to cycle storylines, which in some ways is a good thing, sometimes it's a bad, it depends on your opinion, but I like the fact that we've got this core, which is going to melt down. We saw that in the end of season 3 when we found out that all the nuclear reactors melting down, which caused the second apocalypse of Prime Fire, was because of the nuclear meltdowns and all that jazz. So I like that we were seeing that again, but we managed to stop it. But we had to stop it by going down and doing these things with the cores, and then there was pipes that were bursting out with like gas and radiation. We had to get volunteers. We ended up getting McCreary's lot. I'll talk about the things with the other armies in a bit. Obviously, we tried to get them to come. They didn't. Some of McCreary's lot came down. And as soon as they split, the wife and the husband, and she wasn't going to go, but he was, it didn't feel good. It felt like, oh God, something's going to happen, because if they both went, maybe they'd both sort it. But the fact that they're being split means that maybe one of them's not going to come back, which wasn't the case. But I wasn't too sure until they were in there, they were fixing it. They were obviously lied to by Raven. It's just going to be a little bit of this, that. It's not going to be too bad. That was a lie to get them in there. But she didn't think they were going to die until we kind of realised that things were worse than we thought. And they started getting sick. And then Maury was getting really sick. And then Murphy got sick. So we realised that, okay, the radiation's worse than we realised. It's affecting more people. Murphy wasn't even in there and it was affecting him. Shit. So we had the guys that were in the room trying to mend the pipes that were leaking. And she locked them in. And she realised at that point, they're not getting out of here. They're dropping. They're dying. But she kept lying to them, and I agree with her that lying to them was probably the best option, because if you tell these people they're going to die, I guess you can argue it 2 ways. If you tell them they're going to die, they're going to be less likely to save you, because they're like, you sent us to our deaths. Get screwed. You can die too. Or you could argue it like, well, you got no chance to survive this. However, your girlfriend or wife or whoever she was is out here. Do this for her. Maybe they could convince them that way, but ultimately she lied to them, and I think the guy whose name I don't remember, Hatch, I think it was Hatcher, something like that, I think was smart enough to realise what was going on. So she sent Murphy in to take the nitrogen tank in, because he's a Nightblood, he can survive the radiation, a bit of the radiation at least. And then she locked Murphy in. It's like you could see she knew what she was doing. She knew they were dying, so she locked them in and didn't tell them the truth. And then she locked Murphy in because she said, as we all know, you'll do anything to survive. You'll do anything to save your own skin. That is Murphy's whole mantra. We saw that with the Primes. We saw that back in season 1. Murphy looks after Murphy and Amori. And that's kind of what I love about him, that you know what he's going to get. And I also love about the fact that we got some shirtless Murphy scenes in this episode, because Murphy is good looking. He's a good looking guy. Very sexy. I like his bad boy attitude. His, I'll do what I have to do to save myself. I kind of love that. Kind of what I find sexy about him. And also him and Amori in bed. I'm not complaining. But yeah, when she locked the door behind Murphy and he just turned around slowly, it was like, are you joking? You're going too far at this point. Like, you didn't need to lock the door, but she did that in a way that I know this is going to push you to try and survive even more. But that's a risky move because you could have killed Murphy, and also Amori's not doing great, and she's less likely to want to help you in the future if you'd have sent Murphy to his death. That was all really dark, but I really liked it. I really liked that it was Raven making these really dark decisions, which she then struggled to deal with because, of course she did. She made really horrible decisions to send these people to their deaths, to lie to them about it, to keep them locked in when she maybe could have taken them out, but then that would have led to everyone else dying. So she had no choice. Would I have done any differently? I don't think I would have locked Murphy in, but I think sending them in there, lying to them, knowing that they were going to die, I think I would have done the same thing. Yes, Murphy could have gone and took the nitrogen tank. I don't think I would have locked him in there, but I think she did the right thing to save the remaining human race. Well, what they think is the remaining human race, except for the guys that are obviously gone through the anomaly to Skyring and Bardo. Obviously, we don't know how many people are over at Bardo, probably lots of people. But I like the fact that was really dark, and it was normally Clark making these really harsh decisions to send people to their deaths, so to pull these levers, to lock these people in, to do all these hard things so people die. And it's usually Clark making those decisions, but this time it was Raven, so it was nice to see a different side to her, especially because the past couple of seasons she's not had a ton to do. This was like putting Raven at the forefront. I've loved Raven since the season. Season 1, felt like she had less to do recently, so great, let's give her something to do. Yes, was it dark and emotional? Yes, but I liked it. I like that she's really struggling to deal with that, and I don't know how, I think it's Nikki, is going to be moving forward. I think like she's going to be going for Raven on the other people that led to the death of her partner, so that's going to be a difficult situation. Another storyline I read this episode was Shade Hader. As expected, he wasn't going to get killed, but not actually in the way that I expected. I thought maybe they were going to break him out. They were going to either reveal that he's Shade Hader and that Maddie's not a commander, or break him out. They didn't go down that route, so when they were trying to convince people to go down to the nuclear reactor at Maddie's command, I was on their side that, well, I want this to come from Maddie. But Clark's like, well, no, you can't put Maddie out there. She's not well. You can't put her in front of them. She's not a commander anymore. So like, and you can't keep saying she's a commander and expecting people just to follow. You could then argue on her side, well, they're meant to be loyal to the commander, but they're not hearing it from the commander. So if Maddie came out all regal and was the one saying, I need you to do this, they would have followed, I think, without any sort of issue. But they already said, she's not been herself since you went back to the spaceship. We're not really seeing her. You want us to go down? Fine. Let's hear it from the commander. And they weren't going to do that. So I was on Indra's side then that I'm going to go get her, because of course that's the obvious option. They didn't want to do that. Clark didn't want to do that. So Guy had no choice other than to say, you know, I'm going to be honest, Maddie's no longer a commander. I had no choice but to stop it because of Shade Hader. She lost control. And the only way to stop Shade Hader from taking control was to stop the commander, stop the flame. What I didn't expect was then one of the guys to go, well, he was one of our greatest warriors, like, you should have let him, blah, blah, blah. So then we've got the different factions within the One Crew now that, like, obviously there's no commander, there's no real One Crew. One Crew's gone because there's no commander to follow that they know about. But what was the right way to, wrong way to deal with that? I don't know. I think that my approach would have been to get Maddie and be like, yo, sort yourself out, get up, get out there. We're trying to protect you, yes, but ultimately they need to hear from you. And that would have stopped what happened with Raven and all that jazz. But ultimately, Maddie's not in it at the moment. The actress has not been in it since... Has she been in it all this season? I don't know if she was in the first episode or not. But I feel like she's not really been in it much since they took the commander chip out. But you can't keep saying that she's commander and not showing it, because people aren't stupid. They're going to need to see her to be willing to follow her. And that was the mistake that they made, that they were like, no, we're not going to do this. All right, well, then people aren't going to follow you. Unfortunately, that's just the decision that you've made. You're going to have to deal with those consequences. Now, with Russell and the Shade Hader, like I say, I thought they were going to break him out or reveal the truth, or the fact that he was going to reveal that Maddie wasn't commander, but he is. That wasn't right. They were going to kill Russell, burn him at the stake, and even though Clark did kind of take a step back and say, I maybe went a bit too far, I lost control. Ultimately, he killed Abby, he killed a lot of people, and we should kill him. And that's the group, this consensus with the leaders of Sanctum at the moment, which is, we should have killed him. The problem with that then becomes, well, now we're making him a martyr, because he said, I have to die for this to work, I and this, that and the other, he then becomes a martyr, especially when he got shot by the person who was like, you're a false god, boom. Obviously, there's a twist to that tale, which we'll talk about, but all this was the whole manipulation, and it was Russell setting up so that he got shot, but in a place that he wouldn't die, because then they had to save him. They had to not kill him, because if they'd let him die, or they would have killed him at the fire, he then would have been a martyr for the cause. And like Indra said, martyrs are very powerful. Someone who dies for their people, you know, take Christianity for example, you know, that is a very powerful motive and a message, and the people rally behind that even harder, because it's like they died for us so that we could carry on. And that is a very big driving force to them spurring on their actions and their beliefs, and they had all these... It was really powerful, and obviously that was all to obviously turned out to be a manipulation on Shade Hader's part, so that he set up the shooting so that they couldn't kill him, and he's now got people that support him from that side, and there's a lot of different things going on. There's a lot happening. But as expected, Shade Hader's not dead. He's not going to get killed. But ultimately, people still don't know that he's Shade Hader yet. But I said if he's smart about it, if he's very smart about it, he could have a lot of people behind him. He could have the people that support the Primes, because he could say, look, I am a Prime. I am Russell Prime. I have this chip. I am one of your people. You support me. You follow me. Listen to what I have to say. He could also then secretly go to these people and say, yo, I am a commander. I am Shade Hader. Support me. So he could have the Prime people. He could have the Shade Hader, the One Crew group. And if he's smart, he can have a lot of people on his side to help him take over Sanctum. Obviously, if he then reveals that he's not Russell anymore, he could lose that side. But if he's smart about this, he could take a lot of people under his command and really tip the scales against our group in Sanctum and take over. I think that's possibly what's going to happen. I don't really know, but that's what I think he could be trying to do with his little sneaky plans. And I like the actor. He's playing a really good part. It's very clear to me that he's not Russell anymore, and people don't seem to notice that. Because even as Russell, he was talking in a different way, and he was like, I want to die, I want to die. And just the way he was like feeling really a lot of grief for his family, and now he's not talking in that way. It's kind of like, that's very suspicious behaviour. But again, no one seems to notice that. Like when Clark wasn't Clark anymore, it was Josephine. People didn't seem to notice, but that's just a very common TV trope. Other than thirsting over Murphy, which I'm happy to talk about at length, there's not really much else I want to talk about in this episode, I don't think. I guess there was Gaia. There was an interesting topic about Gaia, which was she's always been a Flamekeeper. She was raised to be a Flamekeeper. She's very loyal to the Flame. That's no longer a thing. It's been buried. It's split. I'm hoping, I'm probably being really stupid, but I'm hoping the fact that it's in there and it has all the tendril things out, that's what it looked like, means that the Flame is now officially dead and gone. Now, obviously, when we found out about Bardot and they probably got more chips and stuff, that could be a different dynamic, but there's an interesting discussion about all I've ever been is a Flamekeeper. I don't know what to do after that. And that was like I think she said herself, is it just that I don't know what to do, or is it just that I've never known anything but this? I don't know how that's going to play with her this season, because obviously she's not got the Flame to follow, so where does she fit in with all this stuff? I don't know, but I'm still really loving Indra. Indra's my queen, love her a lot. Clark was good this episode. I was hoping for a bit more of a darker Clark, and that she did take a step back and go, I took it a little bit too far, and I'm like, no girl, he killed your mother and killed a lot of other people. I was hoping she would be a bit more like, no, Russell has to die, let's do this. But I feel like moving forward to the next episode, what we're going to see is soon Shade Hader is going to reveal himself, I think, but also I feel like we're going to spend more time with Bardot, the Disciples, Hope, and that sort of stuff. And I wonder how long it is before the storylines merge, because we've still not seen what happened after Octavia and Hope. No, try again. There's a lot of people. Octavia and Dioza got taken to Bardot. We don't know what happened after that, because Hope was still a kid. How did she get back to Earth? How did Octavia back to Earth? And then what's happening in current time? We don't know. So I'm excited to see all that next episode. Hopefully some of that at least. And yeah, I did enjoy the episode. I enjoyed, definitely the Raven stuff was definitely my favourite part of this episode for sure. And Murphy with no top on. I enjoyed that as well. As always, my name is Scott. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. Season 7, Episode 3, False Gods. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? What did you think of, in particular, the Raven stuff? It was a lot, right? It was a lot to digest. But it was good. I like that part. That was really... I like the emotional weight of it. That was fun. And shocking to watch as well, especially from Raven. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Take a look at the Patreon link down below to watch full reaction to this episode and help support the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. And I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of The 100. Bye guys. Take care. Stay safe.